First, click on Create Bot Flow. Enter a bot name. Click on this plus icon to define a trigger. Select the appropriate channel, select the condition. If you have selected a keyword-based trigger, click on Save. Then click on this icon. You'll see the option to basically add another node in the bot flow, then click on the Send Message and choose Text Message. Now, if you want to add the user's WhatsApp name by default, you can simply select the option of name here. Click on Save Message. Now in the next step, you simply click on Ask a Question block. Go to Interactive Message and then enter a text for the body. So you can have up to 3 buttons. Now, whenever you have any question block, you can save the reply to a custom field. Here, the answer type should be single reply, answer, and then you can save it to any of the custom fields that you have created earlier. And by default, for each question block, the system would wait for 1 hour. And if you want to increase the waiting time, you can go up to 100 hours or 500 hours, something like this. And click on Save Question. Now, if you have a button or list type message, you can simply have separate nodes for each. Depending upon the user reply, the bot would basically move forward. Now, for example, if someone is clicking on Contact Sales Team, I want to assign this chat to an agent, so simply click on Assign to Agent. All of your team members would be visible here. Select anyone and then click on Save Agent. Now, in case someone is clicking on Contact Support Team, I want to ask, I'll give you more questions to the user. For example, are you a free or paid user? And then, so from here, you can basically add list option as well as button option. As they have already added button earlier, let me select list. You can see as soon as I selected list. Please note, body is always mandatory. Then click on list option. Then what I want to do is I want to do some mistake here to show you how WhatsApp or how we can see the error. I have not entered the section title. It tells here neither the button text. Then let us try to save this question block. Then I'll simply click on Save Workflow. Then I'll basically enable this. If you don't enable this, the workflow won't work. Again, to the aspect of basic bot. Depending upon your use case, you can keep adding nodes ahead and it can be send messages. In case of send messages, you can send text, image, video, document, audio, location, contact, or template messages. And in case of ask a question block, this is how you want to ask the question, not what type of reply you expect from the user. You can send an image and then ask a question to the user. If you want the user to reply to you only with an image, here if you send a question block, for example, kindly send your photo. You can validate the answer by this option. Now, this will basically validate the user's reply. If the user is sending any text message, even if you have asked a photograph, then the bot can reply, kindly send an image. The validation attempts, it can be up to 4 or 5 attempts. You can select from the top down. Then again, as it is a question block, you have the option to wait for certain minutes or certain hours before WhatsApp or the bot would go to the next node. Now, after this, by default, the bot has ended. But you want that your user should also be able to go back and click on any of these 2 options. By default, as soon as the last node it completes, the user leaves the bot flow in the system. If you want that user should be able to continue the remaining buttons as well, you simply add a node in the name of Stay in Session. The user will still be in the same bot flow session. If he or she is selecting any of the other buttons from the earlier message, even that would work. The same goes for the Assign to an Agent. Now here you can see that the chat is already assigned to an agent, but you also want to ask more questions even after assigning the chat to an agent. Even that is possible. You can ask more questions like, what is your website? This can be helpful for the sales team member to take a look. And your sales agent would also be able to see all the chat history that has happened between the user and your bot, and all the questions that the user is answering would also be visible to the sales agent or to the team member. And then, possibly in the last step, you can have the option of Stay in Session. This is how you can create a basic bot flow in our platform. Remember, you need to always click on Save Workflow or your edits would be lost. Thank you.